1978's Face to Face album finally swept to gold and landed them a support stint with David Bowie. By 1979, they were the hottest live act in Australia, able to command an audience of 100,000 for a New Year's Eve bash on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. They had surged into 79 as the newest torchbearers of the great Oz pub rock boogie. The Angels brought thousands of young punters into the pubs, elbowing the older liggers for dancing room at sardine-packed gigs, and they generated a new interest in live rock performance with what Rolling Stone magazine once described as melodrama and vignettes from the darker side of life. The sense of drama, the frantic pace and the incredible charisma of Doc Neeson certainly helped create the sort of climate that allowed fellow Adelaide outfit Cold Chisel find a foothold, to say nothing of Midnight Oil. No Neanderthal thunder rocker, Neeson was into such psychic subjects as psychology, the philosophies of Jung and Russian cinema. He had studied German expressionism at university, and when mentors Vander and Young gave him the sage advice, find something in yourself and bring it out, that which came tumbling amazed even the man himself. He said, I thought that audiences were smarter than they were being treated. There wasn't much there for them to contemplate. I thought they could handle a wider range of emotions than they were being given. It was a definite shift, a move away from party rock. We knew we were going out on a limb with audiences, especially Australian audiences, who can just as easily see all that as a big wank. But we used to try to take them away on a trip somewhere. An intuitive writer with acute antenna, Doc drew his song subjects and inspirations from his ability to observe, and with the multi-talented Brewster brothers, John and Rick, and sometimes other band members, he was able to fashion those observations into indelible songs, elastic, exhilarating and always powerful works that gave the band a unique identity. Asked about his lyrics to 1980's No Secrets from the Dark Room album, the band's biggest national hit, Doc once revealed, and this is really fascinating, he said, I gave a lift to a girl, an art student, hitchhiking in the rain, and she said all these things to me. When I dropped her off after about 15 minutes, I sat in the car and wrote down everything that I could remember. She laid her life out to me, what she wanted from it. I extrapolated from it what goes on between lovers. As an Irishman, I've always felt like an outsider looking in, first looking into Australia, then later looking into the US. Well, an example of that is Eat City, which he wrote in Illinois when they were digging up the streets. In his words, a detour took me past this cafe where 4 women were eating mounds of ice cream, real calorie attacks. And he also revealed another stateside lyrical origin. I quote, I wrote the words to Fashion and Fame in America after we were stood up for dinner by our record company because they realised that a bigger band than us was in town at the same time. I wrote it within the strict discipline of a Japanese haiku poem, not florid, just the essence, 17 syllables maximum. Now, through the 80s and into the 90s, there seemed to be always a Molten Angels hit pouring out of the radio. Into the Heat, Stand Up, Nature of the Beast, Dogs Are Talking, Backstreet Pickup, and an outrageous live rendering of their concert staple, Am I Ever Gonna See Your Face Again, all among the run. And as Doc has put it, musically there's never been an Angels formula. We tried things, we made mistakes, and we evolved. Throughout, they maintained a clear focus of what they wanted to be and what they wanted to achieve, something that could really be taken to heart by all aspiring performers in this room tonight. What resulted? The Divinals' Chrissy Amphlett once memorably declared, grabs you by the collar, relentlessly striving against the odds. Now, we're not always aware here in Australia just what reach our heroes have. Angels' songs have travelled wide. During a 1990s showcase gig at the Whiskey in Los Angeles, Axl, Duff and Slash from Guns N' Roses jumped up on stage, told the audience, these guys inspired us to join a band, and launched into Marseille. Tales of Cheap Trick's Angel's affection is well known, and perhaps even the fact that Motley Crue have covered Take a Long Line and Great White have tackled Face the Day and Can't Shake It. But as Doc once told me, Aerosmith thought we were one of the top bands they'd ever listened to, and Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones apparently said that the Angels were his favourite rock band. Well, the Angels gave their all outside this country. We got that close, Doc once said with a resigned shrug. We invested in ourselves overseas. We built from market to market. The things that eventually stopped us were beyond our control. Musically, there's never been an Angels formula. The idea is ridiculous. We tried things, we made mistakes, and we evolved. Well, there hasn't been a formula, but there has been a sound, and that sound has been conveyed by songs that are now part of us. They were the band was apart for a time, and now, to our collective relief and celebration, they are back together. They just concluded a sellout tour of around 70 dates. Yes, let that ripple of applause go. It is wonderful to have them back. With the Angels together, all is right with the world. Now, it is my enormous pleasure and privilege to induct tonight into the Australian Songwriters Hall of Fame 3 of the writers of those enduring masterpieces, Doc Neeson, John Brewster and Rick Brewster. But first, all eyes to the screens.
Santa Fe, wearing wild paints the walls. Described you clearly, but the sky began to fall. Am I ever gonna see your face again? Am I ever gonna see your face again? Tram cars and taxis, Michael Waxworks on the move. Carry young girls past me, none of them are you. Am I ever gonna see your face again? Am I ever gonna see your face again? Without you near me, I got no place to go. Wait at the bar, maybe you might show. Am I ever gonna see your face again? Am I ever gonna see your face again? I got to stop these tears that's falling from my eyes. Go walk out in the rain so no one sees me cry. Am I ever gonna see your face again? Am I ever gonna see your face again? Stop the memory that goes climbing through my brain. I get no answer, so the question still remains. Am I ever gonna see your face again? 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 Am I ever gonna see your face?